A migrating of Central Europe converted the gene dup of human beings in Spain for the Bronze Year, a research reveals. DNA testimony shows the migrants streamed above the Pyrenees, substitute current man lineages through the area during a area of 400 year. It remnant not clear if abuse play a part or if a man-centric public pattern was more than essential. The outcome comes of the largest wide research of its type. Researchers restored the people story of Iberia, contemporary Spain, Portugal, Gibraltar and Andorra, above 8,000 year, the largest piece of period tackled by a solitary old DNA research. The area has been an intersection for various cultures above period. They recovered and analyzed DNA of 403 Iberians who lived among 6000 BC and AD 1600. The Bronze Age migrants tracked several of their origin to Neolith, rock year, farmers found through Europe, consisting Spain, time the otherwise of their gene dup was love how of human beings residing at the period on the Rusky Prairie. The prairie origin was entered to Europe by nomad herders who transferred western of Asia and the east fringes of Europe. Old Britons replaced by newcomers as the prairie human beings excited western, they selected up beginnings of civilization of human beings they blended in on the path. In Central Europe, one such a blended civilization named as the chime cone heritage shaped. The Beakers and their descendants may include set very stratified, uneven, societies in Europe, consisting Iberia, wherever they begin lathe up of 500 BC. The researchers looked at the Y chromosome, a pack of DNA gone downward more than or less than unchanged of dad to child. It can be utilized to path man-line succession. By on 2000 BC, regional Y chromosome lineages had been removed of the Iberian gene expression swimming pool, in favor of those transferred by the newcomers. While the crew analyzed DNA of through the genome, the complete supplement of gene content found in the nuclei of cells, they found how after Iberians tracked 40% of their origin to the new people. The newcomers, of chime cone descent, driven innovative such as bronzed working, consisting the production of bronzed arms, and were perhaps galloping horses. These may include taking into account them a war benefit above rock age agriculture societies, but as well perhaps granted high public statute on males transport these Maoris. Company author Inigo Olold, of Harvard Care High School, U.S., told, it would be a error to leap to the finding how Iberian men were annihilated or violently moved. He added, the archaeological recording gives no precise testimony of a break of abuse in the time. A framework how underlined man force and succession could include bin core, a patrilineal and perhaps patriarchy public pattern would future strengthen the observable patterns, as perhaps just the at first born son would possess the tribe's properties, because the some sons would go out and try to set their own clans, future propagating their Y lineages above new territories, he told. At low in the east and the southward east, we see a changing in the community patterns, that lasts before the arrival of the Romans, told company author Dr. Carles Laluza Fox, of the College of Barcelona. In the area, the Ferris Age Iberian civilization set fastened settlements on top land. The Iberians lived in mound settlements and were a forcible community, structural on pedigree channel. Thing obviously changes the public pattern how existed in the deceased Neolith. Looking at humane remnant of an over time, the research found how rock age bounty hunter-gatherers who tracked a considerable % of their origin to several of Europe's one Novoslav, kept in southern Spain before the distribution of agriculture 6,000 year back. The crew as well investigated genome information of Mauritanian Spain, AD 711-1492, while components of the peninsular were by the monitoring of Muslim emirs of Polar African descent. Polar African impact was this in Iberia of at low the Bronzed Year. But the researchers found a drama change in the gene dup of human beings of Mauritanian-controlled regions following the medieval reconquest, while believer armies withdrawn behind monitoring of the peninsular. The conquerors sent Lot Muslim, though several were permitted to remain if they transformed to Christian. Time Lot Mauritanian individuals analyzed in the research appear to include bin a 50, 50 mix of Polar African and Iberian origin. Polar African origin in the peninsular present averages fair 5%. Contemporary Iberians obtain on 50% of their origin of Neolith farmers, 25% of old bounty hunter-gatherers, and 20% of the prairie human beings. Disconnected heads human beings of the Ferris Age Iberian civilization of Spain's East Shore usually cremated their corpse. The burn trial prevented scientists of extract DNA of these remnant. Time the civilization was accountable for large plant of artwork, such as the Dama de Elche statue. The Iberians as well had a forcible party. They clogged big nails via the disconnected heads of enemies annihilated in fight and exposed them in social spaces as war trophies. Several 40 such heads were found in the Iberian community of Ullastret, enabling scientists to analyze DNA of them. African ancestors' 2 burials in the research were shown to include top levels of dark African origin. Both of the individuals were of Granada in southwestern Spain, wherever the recent Muslim sheikdom detained out before it was defeated by Christians in 1492. One of the human beings came of a 10th age graveyard wherever bodies were buried in the Muslim heritage, orientated in the line of Mecca. This person is of the 16th age, following the believer winning of Granada. The female is mined to be of the Morisco society, ex-Muslim who transformed to Christian, just to be sent of Spain after at. German migrants following the drop of the ancient Roman imperial power, stray tribes of northern and east Europe streamed in Iberia. The Visigoths, who tell a tongue associated to Swedish, Deutsche and British, estimated monitoring of the area. They based the Spanish autocracy how continues present and entered laws how shaped the base of those utilized by after believer kingdoms. Burials of Pladl Horta in northeast Spain involve imam and child of Visigothic descent. Their genomes propose they had latter origin of East Europe, time DNA of the cages batteries, or mitochondrion, that is gone more than or less than unchanged of mom to family, is of a kind related in East Asiatic populations. It's a mark of the gene difficulty of the East Prairie area wherever their cradle put.